Hi, Larry Koppie here. Welcome back to my blog. Today I wanted to talk to you about for sale by owner properties. You know, when I was thinking about this, I wrote some things down. I wanted to go over those with you. I've been approached over the years by many people who would come up and say, you know, Larry, be honest. I mean, if I sold my home myself, I'd be money ahead. And the only answer I could give you would be this. It's true. If you could sell your home for more money than I could sell it for, then you would be money ahead. And as many people who think about selling their home on their own, relatively few actually attempt it. Why? Because it's a time-consuming, exhausting process, especially if you have a full-time job and family obligations. It's the professional real estate salesperson like myself that takes that burden off your shoulders. And so given the market conditions that we have today, I'm not going to recommend that you try and sell your home on your own. However, at the same time, I understand some people, they just got to try. So if that's you, I would recommend that you do a few things. I would become very familiar with the sales process. Take the time to study up and understand how to sell a home. The second thing I'd do is I'd take a look at the advantages and the disadvantages of selling your home on your own to make sure this is for you. The third thing I'd do is I would take a look at California disclosure law, make sure I stay within bounds. You don't want to get yourself into any legal trouble. The third thing I'd do is I'd understand the statistics surrounding properties being sold by owner, take a look at the results that other sellers are getting when they sell their home on their own so that you could know what to expect out of your sale. To that end, I've put together a blog below, and it includes a list of the advantages and disadvantages and a couple of links. One to a California disclosure law chart that shows, for different types of properties, what types of disclosures are required. I would take that chart, read it, understand it, and then consult with your attorney to make sure which disclosures you're going to have to make. The second link was to some statistics that were developed by the National Association of Realtors. Every year, the National Association of Realtors polls over 100,000 home buyers and sellers, and they put together this profile of home buyers and sellers. I provided a link to Chapter 8, which deals with properties that are being sold by owner. A couple of interesting statistics that I felt were very compelling was the fact that in 2010, properties that were sold for sale by owner sold for 22% less than a property that was sold with a real estate agent. And then if the seller knew the buyer, like if it was a friend or a relative, it sold for 30% less. And so I thought that was very compelling. Another compelling statistic was the fact that in 2004, 10% of all properties sold in America were sold for sale by owner. And in 2010, that number had dropped to 5%. And at the same time, the properties that were sold by real estate agents went from 83% up to 88%. And what that tells me is that sellers are having more and more difficulty getting their properties sold as the market conditions have deteriorated, and they're having to turn to the real estate community and professional salespeople like myself so that they can go ahead and get their properties sold. Now, I'm not going to try and discourage you from doing this. You may be an above average seller. You may be an above average owner of a property that's better than the average home. And so, there's an old saying, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. And so it could happen, you might be able to get your home sold. I would invite you to do this, become very familiar with all of these aspects that I talked about, and even go as far as to invite me out, give me a call, I'll come over, I'll show you what a professional salesperson like myself would do to get your property sold. You could compare that to what you're thinking about doing, and then you could decide what's best for you. And in any case, I hope this information was very useful for you. If you know of anybody who's thinking about doing this, please forward that to them. If you have any other questions about real estate, if you are thinking about buying or selling a property, give me a call. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. I wish you the best of luck. Have a nice day.